Before we start, let us pray to Shri Shri Radha Gopiji. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Jnananjan Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Om Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedant Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharni Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarni. जयो श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता श्री राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभान सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, all devotees, Prabhuji and Mataji, welcome to this class of Dashavtara. Today we shall be discussing about nursing avatar. Most of you know about
Hare Krishna.
nursing avatar already. So this is a very long chapter. So I'll split into two parts. And today we will cover a small part only and close slightly earlier before 8 o'clock. Second, tomorrow we shall cover the rest part. And from the point we leave today, we shall commence tomorrow. So please be attentive. So let us go back to yesterday's class. Shukar Roop. Lord Krishna had assumed the form of a boar as an incarnation in order to retrieve the earth, Mother Earth, which had been stolen by none other than Hiranyaksh, who was a younger brother of Hiranyakashipu. Now, after and the Jai Vijay story and how they got curse from Kumar brothers, we all already have covered, and how this curse was to be nullified. And Lord Brahma had told that only when Lord himself kills you, then only these in the three forms, then only your curse will be nullified or eliminated. So the in that series, first this one has been killed. Younger brother Hiranyaksh has been killed. Now today we shall be talking about Hiranyakashipu. All of us know now, after hearing about the death of his younger brother, Hiranyakashipu was very angry, and he wanted to avenge the death of his younger brother by uh, attacking the Lord Vishnu himself. So for that he did lot of great tapas and austerity and sacrifice, and also penance also he did for hundreds of years, and then he sought benediction uh, from Lord Brahma, and he wanted that he may be made immortal, but that was not possible. Brahma said, this is beyond my powers or capacity to make you immortal. But then he said that let it be like this, that nobody could kill me in any form anywhere. So Lord Brahma was very intelligent. So he said, okay, he gave a benediction that you will not be killed during day or time, inside the house or outside the house, or by a human being or animal, by hands or any weapon. So many things he classified. So Hiranyakashipu thought, probably now I have become immortal because nobody can kill me now. So he got again, demons, when they get boons or benedictions from demigods, they consider themselves to be very powerful, very powerful. And Hiranyakashipu was indeed very powerful. And we know his spiritual master was Shukracharya. So with these powers, he went to the penance that he did was at Mount Mandarachal. For for many years he did strong penance, standing on one feet and always praying to Brahmaji, so that a boon was granted. When he was doing this kind of penance at Mandarachal, during that time Indra and all other demigods, they were very much disturbed by the strength or power and immense opulences of Hiranyakashipu. So when he was away from his palace, Indra and all those demigods, they wanted to kill this the son of Hiranyakashipu, who was still in the womb of Kayadu. Kayadu is the name of the mother of Prahlad Maharaj, or wife of Hiranyakashipu. But when these people are gathering at the palace, and they caught hold of the Kayadhu, the queen, and they wanted to arrest her and kill the baby as it was born. So Narad Muni appears at the very time, and he says that this is not proper. You can't kill a lady, particularly in the absence of her husband. So Narad Muni took Kayadhu to his hermitage. Hermitage means the Bhajan Kutir, and there he gave Kayadhu lot of spiritual instructions, and about the materialism, about the spiritualism, Vedas, all knowledge was transmitted. Maharaj was in the womb of the Kayadhu at that time, and he heard all those stories. That is how he became so wise and intelligent right from the beginning. The seed of his spirituality were sown in his heart when he was still in the womb of the mother. So this is how it happens. Now when he comes here, the Hiranyakashipu, then he calls the child is born. Narad Muni told demigods, please do not kill this baby, because this is going to be a great devotee of Lord Vishnu or Lord Hari. So Hiranyakashipu handed over this child when he was born to Chanda and Amarka. Those were the teachers, and they were the two sons of Shukracharya. So child was handed over. So he instruct this and train this child, Prahlad, in warfare, in economic development, in sense gratification, in materialism, and all kind of other things which demons prefer to know and learn about. So when child comes, once he comes back to his father very lovingly asks, my dear child, what you have heard from, what have you learned in the school, or the where teachers like Chanda and Amarka, they were teaching you what they have taught. Then he told him that the material is nothing and all those things. He starts telling them, but he is very annoyed. He is, instead of learning demonic character and knowledge, he is talking about Vishnu, who is the sworn enemy of Hiranyakashipu. So he was very angry on the teachers. But teacher said, "Sir, we cannot do anything because he doesn't listen to any of our instruction, and he is bent upon on singing the glory of Hari name only. And not only this, he has spoiled all the children of the class, and everybody is singing Hari. They don't listen to us, sir. We are not at fault." With Hiranyakashipu, in fact, wanted to kill both the teachers, but they prayed, sir, we are innocent. So they were left. Now again, second time he is sent to the same place for learning, for getting knowledge. So then he says that he tells the Navada Bhakti, how Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. So he was so much angry that you are speaking of my enemy, because Vishnu is my sworn enemy, and you are talking about in the praise of Vishnu. So I'm going to kill. You are not my son. You can't be my successor. So I will kill you. And multiple means were used uh, terrorize him, to physically harm him. He was put in a room with a lot of poisonous snakes. He was thrown from a height, from a hilltop. He was sent to the fire, and he was in fact beaten. So many tortures were given to him, but Prahlad was protected by Lord Hari, Lord Vishnu, because he was a strong faith and confidence in him for his protection from the Lord. So he survived every attempt, and ultimately in the court, yeah, in the palace, the Hiranyakashipu asked, "You are talking about God always. Where is your God?" So Prahlad Maharaj said, "God is everywhere." But then he asked, "Is he there in that column of the building?" He said, "Yes, he is also there." Now, Hiranyakashipu was mad with anger, so he just struck that column, that pillar, and out of that pillar there was a great roar of a lion, and there is where Narsimha Bhagwan appeared. And uh, Prahlad Maharaj, he prayed to Narsimha Maharaj, that's please spare my father. He was still such a pious soul. Despite so many tortures and attempt to kill him, he still prayed for the life of his father. But the Lord is very kind. He protects his devotees. He is so kind and loving father. So he ignores Prahlad Maharaj's prayers, and he catches hold of, and he then kills him. And all of you know that it was neither day, it was dusk time. It was neither day, neither not night time. It was not inside, not because pillar is neither inside nor it was at the border junction of the outside inside, and also he was neither killed by a man or an animal because he was a combined form of, and he was not killed by hand. He was killed by the nails of claws of Narsingh Bhagwan. So all the conditions which Brahma had given or the boon which he had received from Brahma, they were honored by Vishnu. This is the greatness of our Supreme Personality of Godhead, that they always protect their devotees. They are infallible. We discussed they are achara, they never fail, fall down from their position. That is, they remain transcendental every time they appear on the earth. And also they always never fail to protect their devotees. So this is the greatness of Avatar. So we'll start today's, uh, we just heard the Sutra, the Dashavtara Sutra. First mean Keshav study mean Sarupa, second was Kurma, third was Vara Bhagwan, and now he's in the. So this, you can see the picture, Prahlad Maharaj in the childhood, and this is Hiranyakashipu. He is praying, doing is very, difficult and tough kind of tapas to gain all those powers. And here you can see this picture, these demigods have collected. He is doing prayers, penance at the Mandarachal hill. And this is Kayadhu, the wife of Hiranyakashipu, who is in a family way. And Narad Muni appears, not arrest her. It is not proper. Because in the womb is a child who is a very great devotee of Lord Hari, Vishnu. So it will be a very big sin if you arrest her. So Narad Muni takes Kayadhu to his hermitage and instructs her on the glories of Supreme Personality of Lord Godhead. Now, thus, after getting annoyed, he wanted to throw Prahlad Maharaj from the top of a hill so that he gets killed, but Lord saved him. You can see it in the picture here. Then this is the place where Prahlad Maharaj is seated here, and he is instructing the children on spiritual matters. But the school was for material education. But he was already born, a great devotee of Hari, and the children were enjoying the kirtan and the bhajan that he used to sing. You can see on the picture right hand side. So uh, here you can see the Narsimha avatar, and he is furious. He is sitting in his full glory here. Lord, so many, all kind of the four arms carrying Shankh, Chakra, Gada, and Kamal. And also, this is Hiranyakashipu, his abdomen has been cut open, and uh, his claws and fingers and nails are stained with blood. And he has not only that, he has drank the blood of Hiranyakashipu, and also the intestine you can see are in the form of garland in the neck of Hiranya. And the Prahlad Muni Maharaj is praying here, please spare my father. And here you can see that Narsimha Bhagwan is blessing Prahlad Maharaj in the right hand side picture. So yes, Siddhi Mataji, please read now.
Hare Krishna. The voice of the Lord vibrated as follow. O best of the learned person, do not fear. I wish all good fortune to you. Become my devotee by hearing and chanting about me and offering me prayers. For these are the certainly meant to award benedictions to all living
आखिर में
entities.
क्लास
I
बढ़ रहा
know
है, जरा थोड़ी देर बाद बात करना है.
I
So,
know all.
yeah, please continue, Mataji.
I know all about the activities of Hiranyakashipu and shall surely stop them very soon. Please wait patiently until that time.
So, O best of the learned person, do not fear. I wish all good fortune to you. Become my devotees by hearing and chanting about me and offering me prayers, for these are certainly meant to award benediction all living beings. I know all about the activities in Hiranyakashipu and shall surely stop them very soon. Please wait patiently until then. So, this is, in fact, the prayers that demigods and everybody was making, that Hiranyakashipu is becoming such a strong and day by day oppressive ruler that everybody is terrorized, it is punishing. So Lord assures that, and there is Lord has a different timetable to come. You know, when there is Yada hi dharmasi, we have already heard, and Paritrana sadhunam. So whenever opportune moment comes, and he has assured that millennium to millennium, I manifest myself on this material world, retaining my transcendental form, of course. So he has assured that, yes, I'll take care of Hiranyakashipu. Yes, Mataji, please continue. Let us have at least three slides each devotee to read. Yes, Siddhi Mataji, please continue.
When Hiranyakashipu teases the great devotee Prahlad, his own son, who is peaceful and sober and who has no enemy, I shall kill Hiranyakashipu immediately, despite the benedictions of Brahma.
We already know benedictions of Brahmaji, that day or night or inside or outside, animal or animal without any weapon, all these benedictions were there. Yes, Mataji, thanks.
From the very beginning of his childhood, Prahlad Maharaj was uninterested in childish playthings. Indeed, he
Gave
gave
up.
them together, remained silent and dull, and fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Since his mind was always affected by Krishna consciousness, he could not understand how the world goes on being fully absorbed in the activities of sense gratification.
So, because he was a pure devotee, he had heard right in the womb of the mother all glories of Lord Krishna. So, he was always attracted towards the spiritual matter and never towards the material aspects of life or material attractions, because he was already a pure soul and devoted to Lord Krishna. So, he was already thinking of Krishna consciousness always. Thank you, Mataji. First, Chanda Mataji, please. Second,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Prahlad Maharaj was always absorbed in thought of Krishna. Thus, being always embarrassed by the Lord, he did not know how his bodily necessities, such as sitting, walking, eating, lying down, drinking, and talking, were being automatically performed.
Yes, Mataji.
Because of advancement in Krishna consciousness, he sometimes cried, sometimes laughed, sometimes expressed jubilation, and sometimes sang loudly.
Yes, thank Mataji. In fact, let me explain here. Because of advancement in Krishna consciousness, we discussed about what are the stages of devotion, bhav bhakti and prem bhakti. So from the Shraddha, he was already as a child in the state of bhava bhakti. And when you are in mood of ecstasy or bhava bhakti, that what happens, that you forget about your own existence, own your physical body, and you think, sometimes you cry, because you cry for the darshan of Lord. You are very happy, jubilant, because the Lord in your heart is talking to you. So this was the ecstasy state of Prahlad Maharaj as a child, and he was in a bhav bhakti stage of, he was a very advanced devotee of Hari or Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Supreme Personality of Godhead, Prahlad Maharaj, would loudly call in full anxiety. He sometimes lost his shyness in jubilation and began dancing in ecstasy, and sometimes being fully absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. He felt oneness and imitated with pastimes of Lord.
So, as I told you, he was in an advanced stage of bhakti and a bhav bhakti in which he had no consciousness of his material body. He was always thinking of Krishna, meditating on his Krishna, singing his glories, forgetting his own existence, and so absorbed that all the time he will sometimes dance, he will sometimes cry, he will sometimes laugh, he will be sometimes very, very jubilant and happy also. And also imitated the pastimes of Lord Krishna. We know the pastime is Leela. Uh, uh, like so many Leelas, Lord Krishna performed, killing the demons, dancing with the cowherds, playing tricks with Radharani. So many things. He used to imitate them because he was so intimately associated emotionally and psychologically with Krishna that all things he used to imitate and remember of Krishna. Yes, one more slide, Mataji.
Sometimes feeling the touch of the Lord's lotus hand, he becomes spiritually jubilant and remained silent, his head standing on end and tears gliding down from his half-closed eyes because of his love for the Lord.
So these all symptoms which are described here for Prahlad Maharaj, basically they are the symptoms of when one is in an advanced state of ecstasy, love for God, love for Krishna, and in a state of bhava bhakti. So yes, Richa Jain Mataji, next. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Because of his association with perfect, unalloyed devotees who had nothing to do with anything material, Prahlad Maharaj constantly engaged in the service of Lord's lotus feet. By seeing his bodily features when he was in perfect ecstasy, persons very poor in spiritual understanding became purified. In other words, Prahlad Maharaj bestowed upon them transcendental bliss.
Beautiful. So this is the important key point here is when he was in perfect, persons very poor in spiritual understanding became purified. This is the effect of association of sadhu sangha we discussed. This is the association effect of the association of pure devotees. Whoever, whatever material contamination one may be carrying, but if he comes in contact with pure devotees of Lord, he also get purified. All his internal material contamination, they also, because then he is focused because of the influence of the company that he develops also spirituality and faith. So we already know a person is known by the company he keeps. Not this is a normally said statement. So since he was already in association with Lord Krishna every time, thinking while eating, sleeping, or anything, whatever he was doing, and or he was in a state of ecstasy always. So even those persons who came in the contact, they got purified. The references are made to the students, co-students who were, they were all children of demons only, who were studying under Chanda and Amarka teachers, who were the sons of two sons of Shukracharya Guru. So they, even the children had that contagious infection. We in Glories of Holy Name, we listened that the name was very contagious. That washerman, once he started Haribol, every wife started speaking Haribol, everybody who was around the place, he also started it. So the name of Lord is so contagious. We have heard that story before, past time before. So by virtue of Prahlad Maharaj's spiritual ecstasy, everybody was colored in the same mode, and they were all purified, and they were all Krishna devotees now. So Prahlad Maharaj bestowed upon them transcendental bliss. Because of Prahlad Maharaj only, they could get this kind of. So this is a picture which shows that Hiranyakashipu is asking Prahlad Maharaj, what have you learned in the school? Initially, he was very, very jubilant because a father, he always loves his son. So, but when Prahlad Maharaj tells that I have learned these things, he got, you can see the facial expression on his face. He's so annoyed and angry. You are a son of a demon, and you are singing the praise of Vishnu, who is my enemy. I want to kill him. I've done so much of tapasya and everything, and you are praising him. Yes, Mataji, please continue. Richa Mataji.
Discussion between Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj. My dear King Yudhishthira, Once upon a time, the king of demons, Hiranyakashipu, took his son Prahlad on his lap and very affectionately inquired, "My dear son, please let me know what do you think is the best of all subjects you have studied from your teachers?"
Yes, Mataji.
Prahlad Maharaj replied, "O best of the Asuras, king of the demons, as far as I have learned from my spiritual master, any person who has accepted a temporary body and temporary household life is certainly embarrassed by anxiety because of having fallen in a dark well where there is no water but only suffering. One should give up this position and go to the forest one. More clearly, one should go to the Vrindavan where only Krishna consciousness is prevalent and should thus take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead."
So this is what he had learned, that all this material world is just nothing. It is not one who has taken up household life. He is bound to suffer this kind of miseries because unless, because then you have to pass through so many anxieties, so many, so many kind of issues or problems in life, and you are materially entangled. Result is that you're never peaceful. So one should leave all these material life and adopt a spiritual concept of life, and preferably go to Vrindavana, because that is where Krishna performed all Leela. So this is a child's instruction to his father. Whereas Hiranyakashipu used to consider himself very knowledgeable, powerful, and he was just a child teaching his father. So, yes, Mataji, next. Yes. Teacher Mataji.
Narad,
Yes.
Narad Muni continued, when Prahlad Maharaj spoke about the path of self-realization in devotional service, thus being faithful to the camp of his father's enemies, Hiranyakashipu, the king of the demons, heard Prahlad's words and he laughingly said, "Thus is the intelligence of children spoiled by the words of the enemy." Hiranyakashipu advised his assistants, "My dear demons, give complete protection to this boy at the Gurukul where he is instructed, so that his intelligence will not be further influenced by Vaishnavas who may go there in disguise."
So two things are, thus is the intelligence of children spoiled by the words of the enemy. So Vishnu was, of course, his enemy. So why, when Lord Prahlad Maharaj is singing glory of Vishnu, then father is annoyed. That means you are by birth you are a demon. You should learn the characteristics and the train. You should get the knowledge and training of as a demon, because you have to rule the state. But you are talking under influence of my enemy. Secondly, what he did, first, this is first time. So he said that he sent his assistants, the soldiers and other people, the other counselors, that they should keep a watch on this child when he is in Gurukula, so that no Vaishnava enters, because this Gurukula was exclusive for demons, or children of demons only. So probably some Vaishnava has infiltrated into this school, the Gurukula, and they are spoiling the children of demon. So this was the instruction which was given by Hiranyakashipu after he told about material and spiritual life. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, discussion between Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj. O Brahmanas, teachers, a scion attracted by a magnetic stone moves automatically towards the magnet by consciousness, having been changed by his will, is attracted by Lord Vishnu, who carries a disc in his hand, thus have no dependence. Sanda and Amarka, the teachers of Prahlad Maharaja, chastised and threatened their disciples in various ways and began teaching him about the path of religion, economic development, and sense gratification. This is the way they educated him. After some time, the teachers Sanda and Amarka thought that Prahlad Maharaj was sufficiently educated in the diplomatic affairs of pacifying public leaders, appeasing them by giving them lucrative posts, debating and ruling over them. and punishing them in case of disobedience. Then, one day, after Prahlada's mother had personally washed the boy and dressed him nicely and sufficient ornaments, they presented him before his father.
So now what happens? S, when there is a dot below the S, that it in English it is read as C, Cha. Chanda, that Chanda was the name of the teacher. Chanda in America, the teachers of Prahlad Maharaj, they chastise and threaten their disciples in various ways. But because the Prahlad Maharaj was son of the king, so he has already been chastised or cautioned by his father Hiranyakashipu. But other disciples who were imitating Prahlad Maharaj, they were warned and they were strictly instructed that you are here to learn about religion, demoniac religion, economic development, and sense gratification. These are the features of material life. A person being a mode of passion, he's always looking for sense gratification. He's always looking for earning more and more money and getting big house, many cars, many other opulences from his, and he's working very hard in mode of passion. He is not thinking of in a mode of goodness. So all the demons are basically either in the mode of ignorance or in the mode of passion. So this is what the teachers told them, that learn these arts because they are characteristics of demonic nature. So thought that now the teachers were under impression that whatever we are teaching, probably Prahlad Maharaj is also learning those things, but that was not happening. So when he comes home, mother, wanted to present Prahlad Maharaj before Hiranyakashipu. So this is second time, second meeting between father and the son. So what happens? Yes, Mataji, one more slide.
Yeah, okay. When Hiranyakashipu saw that this child had fallen at his feet and was offering obeisances as an affectionate father, he immediately began showering blessings upon the child and embraced him with both arms. A father naturally feels happy to embrace his son, and Hiranyakashipu became very happy in this way. Narada Muni continued, My dear King Yudhishthira, Hiranyakashipu seated Prahlada Maharaj on his lap and began smelling his head, with affectionate tears leading down from his eyes and moisturizing the child's smiling face. He spoke to his son as follows.
So you see, after second counseling, after counseling, the Prahlad Maharaj was sent to Gurukul again. And this time he thought, and the teachers were also warned, Chanda and Amarka. He thought that now he will mend his ways and learn what is being taught to them. So he was very happy and optimistic also this time. Probably things will go right now. So what happens then? Prahlad Maharaj, Hiranyakashipu said, yes.
Hiranyakashipu said, My dear Prahlada, oh my dear son, oh long-lived one, for so much time you have heard many things from your teachers. Now please repeat me, whatever you think is the best of that knowledge.
Thank you. So again, he inquires, what have you learned? Tell me. Yes, Pankaj Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Sri Prahlada Vacha Sarvanam Kirtanam Vishnu Samarpanam Pada Sevanam Arkanam Vandanam Kirtanam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam Iti Purna Arpita Vishnu Bhakti Ken Nava Lakshana Kirtya Bhagya Vache Adha Tan Manya Didam Uttanamam.
So this is the most important verse that we shall be reading, quoting a number of times when we go to Bhagavad Gita and other places. So Shravanam Kit, these are the nine Navada Bhakti, 9 forms of devotion which are mentioned here. And this shloka was recited by child Prahlad Maharaj when he was a child only. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedanam iti punsar pita Vishnu bhaktistev navlakshana of bhakti kriyet bhagvat yadya tanmay adhitam uttamam. Dhitam Uttamam. So Shabnam, hearing. Kirtanam, doing kirtan or singing. Then Vishnu Smaranam, remembrance of Lord Vishnu. Padasevnam, Padasevnam, that is Lakshmi ji always massaging the feet of Lord Vishnu. Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, and Atma Nivedanam. Atma Nivedan, perfect example is there are, we will take up one by one. So these are 9 forms of bhakti, devotion, and this is what Dhruv Maharaj told that I have learned at the Gurukul. Now just imagine, earlier he said material life is not good, one should go to Vrindavan and do bhakti of Lord Krishna because he resides there always. But Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. That is one thing, but everybody should, because it is a dham. Krishna has promised that he will never leave. So physically, when we go, we will not be able to see, but Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. He is always there in the Vrindavan. He had assured, Radharani. So Shabnam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam, Iti Pumsar Pita, Vishnu Bhaktis, Chen Nav Lakshana, Kriyat, Kriyat Bhagvat Yadya, Tanmai Adhit, Adhitam Uttamam. So these are 9 forms of bhakti, and in Pancharatrika Vidhi, all 9 forms of bhakti are recommended. But in Bhagavad Bhakti, only 3 steps, Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Vishnu Smaranam, these are recommended. So Shravanam, when we go to Bhagavad Gita, we listen that there is so much of emphasis. Lord Krishna so many times says that now listen, now I am telling you, now listen, or now hear from me. So these are Shravanam is most important. That is why when we chant, we want to hear also the chanting words. So that is the importance of, because the mind absorbs the glory of Lord's name when we are Shravanam. And Kirtanam, we know when do Sankirtan, collective congregational chanting, and Vishnu Vismara. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That is the golden principle. So Bhagavad Vidhi of Bhakti is mentioned, and these are 9 forms of, 9 forms of Bhakti which he had learned. And not only he had learned, but he is, taught these 9 forms of bhakti to all his disciples who were in the Gurukul. They were children of demons only. Yes, Prabhuji, Pankajji, second slide.
After hearing this word of devotional service from the from the mouth of his son, Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu was extremely angry. His lip was trembling. He spoke as follows to Sanda, the son of his guru, Sukracharya. O unqualified, most of highness son of Brahmana, you have disobeyed my order and taken shelter of the party of my enemy. You have laughed. You have taught his poor boy about the devotional service. What is this nonsense? The son of Sukracharya, Hiranyakashipu, spiritual master, said, "Oh, enemy of King Indra, O king, whatever your son Prahlad has said was not taught by him, by me or anyone else. His spontaneous devotional service has naturally developed in him. Therefore, please give up your anger and do not unnecessarily assess us. It is not good to insult the Brahmana in this way."
So Hiranyakashipu was very angry with the teachers, and Chanda and the Namarka, and they were sons of Shukracharya, who was his guru. So they in fact deserved a much honorable and respectful place. So when he was so angry that the teachers started pleading innocence, that Hiranyakashipu, we have not taught all these things to them. He has been doing all this kind of bhakti or spiritual talks on his own without any coaching or tutoring from anyone from outside or inside the Gurukula. So please do not accuse us, forgive us. He has learned these things himself. So this is how he said, how this teacher defends himself. This seems him. Yes, Prabhuji, would you like to read it? Prahlad
Yes.
Maharaj.
Sri Pralad Vacha. Maitri na Krishna pat satto na mito. Vita padya graha vartanam.
Hare Krishna, just a moment, Prabhuji. You read the Hindi translation, that is better. English translation, sorry. Yeah. These verses are translated here. Now, please read it. This is in English.
After Prahlad Maharaj has spoken in this way and became the silent, Hiranyakashipu, blind by anger, threw him off his lap and onto the ground. Indignant and angry, his reddish eye like molten copper, Hiranyakashipu said to the servant, "O demon, take this boy away from me. He deserves to be killed, and kill him as soon as possible."
So he was so furious, he asked his assistant, take this demon, this boy, away from me and kill him. Yes, Prabhuji, you can see now, this is the picture, that these demons, they have put him in a cell, which is in the basement, and there are poisonous snakes all around, and they are torturing. There are not only ghosts or spirits are also there. Besides, even they want to kill him, and he's closed. He's so calm and quiet and composed and praying to Lord Vishnu, and he knows that Lord will protect him and no harm shall incur upon him. So this is what happened. And when he was locked up in a room containing very, very deadly poisonous snakes, then also snakes also did not come close to him. They, on the contrary, prayed to him, rather Prahlad Maharaj, and none of them tried to bite or poison Prahlad Maharaj. Then he was once crushed under the feet of elephant, mad elephant, and all the demons they were sent there to ensure that he was crushed and get killed. And this is his father was doing. But whenever whenever Lord protects anybody, nobody can harm him. And when Lord decides to harm somebody, nobody can protect him. So that is what is happening here. So yes. Now, Siddhi Mataji. Siddhi Mataji again.
Hare Krishna.
You have raised-
When the teacher went home to attend to their household affairs, the student of the same age as Prahlad Maharaj would call him to take the opportunity of leisure hours for play. Prahlad Maharaj, who was truly the supreme learned person, then addressed his class friend in very sweet language. Smiling, he began to teach them about the uselessness of this materialistic way of life. Being very kind to them, he instructed them as follows.
So now the teacher is gone. He returns to the Gurukul, and while their teachers are away, the Prahlad Maharaj is instructing his disciples, the other fellow students. Yes, Mataji.
My dear King Yudhishthira, all the children were very much affectionate and respectful to Prahlad Maharaj, and because of their tender age, they were not so polluted by the instructions and actions of their teacher, who were attached to condemn duality and bodily comfort. Thus the boys surrounded Prahlad Maharaj, giving up their plaything, and sat down to hear him. Their hearts and eyes being fixed upon him, they looked him with great earnestness. Prahlad Maharaj, although born in a demon family, was an exalted devotee and he desired their welfare. Thus he began instructing them about the futility of materialistic life.
So Prahlad Maharaj is, as mentioned earlier, he was such a young child in very tender age, but he was so learned and so spiritually elevated soul that all the boys they used to surround him lovingly, and instead of playing with material things, they would like to listen to Krishna Katha from Prahlad Maharaj, and they respected him like anything. And everybody, in fact, will surround him, listen to Kirtan, do Kirtan with him, dance with him in ecstasy, and the atmosphere of Gurukul and the entire teaching of the demon children, that was on different platform now. What the teachers were telling about materialist life, sense gratification, then the comfort of life and the kind of demonic knowledge they wanted to give, they did not receive anything. What Lord Prahlad Maharaj told, they accepted everything. So you can see the children, the core disciples, the disciples of Prahlad Maharaj, they are being instructed by in the spiritual matters and to keep away from material. And they learned this science also. Yes, Mataji, one more slide. Prahlad Maharaj said. Siddhi Mataji.
Shri Prahlad Uvacha Kaumara Acharet Prajno Dharman Bhagavatam Iha Dullabham Manusa Janma Tadapi Adruvam Artadam. Prahlad Maharaj say one who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body form from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood to the practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all their engagement. The human body is rarely achieved, and although the temporary like other bodies, it is meaningful because in human life one can perform devotional service. Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one a complete perfection. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.6.1.
So we can see the important point is Durlabham Manusham Janmam. Getting birth in the human form is very, very rare and impossible kind of thing. So one should avail this opportunity of being born as a human being, should start worship of Lord right from the beginning, and not wait for old age, or that when I retire or when there is so much of work with me, I can't do Lord's devotion now and I'll take up. But no, we don't know how many days we are going to live. So, and the more we chant, more we do devotional service of Lord Krishna, the more our purified our existence becomes, and we path on the path of spirituality. And in path of spirituality, there is eternal happiness. There is no miseries. There are no demands. Everybody is so satisfied and happy and blissful always that the material contamination goes away, and there is no attraction towards bodily comfort or physical comfort or money or having a big house, a big car, and many dresses and all those things. So Prahlad Maharaj is instructing that you have, all dear children, you have received this human form, which is very, very rare to achieve. So why not use this for devotional service right from the beginning? So this is the teaching, actually the essence of many, many scriptures that, but as a child, Prahlad Maharaj is elevated and giving this spiritual education to others and to his disciple. And this shall be our last, because after we close it before 8 o'clock today. So we will continue from this point tomorrow. Mataji, just read one last page, and attendance link I have posted, and we'll close the class just now after this slide. Please continue with this text. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Siddhi Mataji, you were reading?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
The human form of life affords one a chance to return home, back to Godhead. Therefore, every living entity, especially in the human form of life, must engage in devotional service to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. This devotional service is natural because Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the most beloved, the master of the soul, and the well-wisher of all living beings.
Beautiful. So this is the message here. We are part and parcel of Lord. Mame Vansho Jeev Loke Jeev Bhuta Sanatana. We are eternal living entities because we have soul and super soul, presence of Supreme Personality of God in us, and the soul is also eternal, we know. So this is the opportunity we should avail, and we should keep on worshipping lotus feet of Lord Krishna, because he is loving Father. Loving Father, even if a boy is heretical in his behavior or conduct, or is not good, that father doesn't stop loving the child. For if he demands something, all demands or desires are fulfilled by loving father. Similarly, super soul, Paramatma is sitting in our heart. Super soul, Supreme Personality of God is sitting in our heart as super soul, and he fulfills the all desires of soul or individual Atma, because he is loving father. He has given minute independence to our soul. Do whatever you like. And what we do, we are controlled by three modes of material nature. So we are always under influence of those modes. We have forgotten our relationship with Lord Krishna. Lord says, Mame Vanshoji, we are my part and parcel. We are eternal servant. We have his presence in us. So, but we forget about this relationship is forgotten, and we get indulged into material aspects of life. we lead a material life totally. We do not worship or think of God in not only within us, within others also whom we meet across. So this is the lesson Lord Prahlad Maharaj as a child is giving to all of us. Prahlad Maharaj, as I told you, is most elevated soul and Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Palsim. So this shloka we shall be repeating many times because hearing Shravanam is most important. What Parikshit Maharaj was doing, he was hearing Sukadev Goswami and Sut Maharaj, what he was telling at Namisharanyam, Sankade and other rishis, they were all listening because earlier days there was no tape recorder or the recording devices. It was only by hearing that thing, and the memory was so sharp that the people remembered it when they heard it all. So hearing, we can do a lot of hearing on YouTube. There are multiple lectures of Prabhupada Varni. You can listen. Prabhupada gives every philosophy of every aspect of life, day to day, really. His interpretation of Bhagavatam, Sri Bhagavad Gita, and other scriptures, they are available on YouTube. Just listen to what in simplified manner uh, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned or given the training. So we'll stop here. Any questions quickly we can ask, and before I say the closing prayer. Hare Krishna. So,
Prabhuji, like I have a general question.
yes,
Like
Madhu.
reading Bhagavad Gita, we should start with the slokas, or I can read one.
Khatam ho gaya. Sorry, reading Bhagavad Gita, Mataji, just repeat.
Sorry, like I should lead only with the slokas because I'm not very familiar with Sanskrit, or I can just read the purport.
No problem, Mataji. Gradually, when I'll come to it this point, there is Hindi, the Hindi verse of then there is English pronunciation based construction of those slokas, and last is translation. Gradually, when you start with the translation, gradually when you read that the meaning of words or synonyms, then you will gradually pick up the pronunciation. Pronunciation does not come easily because Sanskrit is some maybe a new language for most of us. Even myself, I am also learning in Sanskrit. Sanskrit is not my language, in fact, but no problem. Let us start with the purport and that translation. We can perfect. We can get when we keep on listening. So on YouTube, you can listen Bhagavad Gita being chanted, all 18 chapters. Gradually, you'll pick up, and when you keep on listening, then you will memorize also, and you shall be very fluent in speaking. Shravanam, it is just Shravanam every time. Thank you very much. We close now. Om वाञ्छाकल्प तरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभा एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोट वैष्णव की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji. Dandavat Pranam and all the best to you. Please fill the attendance form before you leave. Hare Krishna. We will start tomorrow from the same label, the same slide. So please be punctual at 7 because this is a very, very big chapter. I want to finish it up tomorrow. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Krishna Mataji.
Hare